everyone. Hope you all are fine. Welcome to the English Academy. This video is all about chapter number 3 of the novel Armengard, and the novel is A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. So, without wasting time, let's go deep down in the chapter to know that what is this all about and who Armengard actually is. Chapter number 3 of Frances' novel A Little Princess introduces Armengard, the school's self proclaimed stupidest pupil. It establishes a heartwarming bond between the clever Sarah Crew and the academically struggling Ermengarde, focusing on the theme of kindness, loyalty, and empathy. If you have watched the video of chapter number 2, so I gave a bit information about this new character in the novel Ermengarde. She is a bit weak student in the studies, you can say, and Sarah Crew, because she is quite an intelligent girl, is going to help her out with her studies, with her lessons, with her reading skills, right? And she will not, obviously Sarah is a girl who is not going to make fun of everybody, rather she would like to help her out in her difficult areas, right, which will actually add kindness, loyalty, and empathy to the novel. So Armengard, I told you, is going to be Sarah's very good friend. Despite having a highly intelligent father, Ermengarde struggles to understand her schoolwork and French lessons, leaving her in constant disgrace or tears. Actually, Ermengarde's father is very much intelligent person. He also sends her books, which is actually quite difficult for Ermengarde to study and to understand. She is struggling with her academics, with her studies, and also with the French lessons. And she every time becomes worried that she, or quite embarrassed, because she cannot, is doing well with the studies, right? And obviously, it makes her weep actually sometimes. Seeing Ermengarde's admiration and feelings of inadequacy, Sarah approaches her to be kind. They bond, and Sarah offers to help tutor Ermengarde in French. Sarah, because a very helpful and kind person, she saw Ermengarde struggling, so immediately she offered her services to her, that she will be helping her out in order to understand French language. During their conversation, Sarah shares her imaginative stories and introduces Ermengarde to her doll, Emily. If you remember the first chapter, Emily is Sarah's most expensive doll, and quite probably the last doll, because Sarah is now heading towards teenage, and in teenage, girls do not usually play with dolls, right? So Sarah shares her skill that she imagines everything. It is one of the new trait of Sarah which we explored. You can say that she imagines everything. She feels herself princess, although she does not show off. But in her imaginations, she imagines everything, and she try to put the situation in her imagination and come out with a very positive result. Sarah briefly experiences a flash of homesickness or sorrow, but firmly reminds herself of her promise to her father to be brave, likening her emotional endurance to that of a soldier facing a war. Obviously, Sarah herself, a very little girl, although she is intelligent, kind, helpful, but in the end, she is a little girl. She was homesick, and she was feeling really, you can say a bit sad, because she was far away from her father. But eventually she thought herself as a soldier who is facing a war, and who has to leave everything behind in order to win that war. In chapter 3, we are introduced to Ermengarde, a chubby, good natured girl who struggles with her studies and feels overwhelmed by the cleverness of others, particularly Sarah Crew, the new girl at a school. Ermengarde, when she saw Sarah, was very much impressed and overwhelmed with her intelligence. So she herself is struggling with her studies. She is a bit chubby, you can say, and has a very good nature. On Sarah's first day, the class notices her quick mastery of French, a language that Ermengarde has had difficulty learning. Sarah's ability impressed Ermengarde, who looks at her with wide eyes of admiration but also experiences embarrassment under the scrutiny of their strict teacher, Miss Minchin. As the lessons continue, Sarah develops a sense of sympathy for Ermengarde, who exhibits kindness, and despite her struggles, Sarah's inclination to defend or support those in distress stems from a strong sense of empathy, which her father noted would have made her a chivalrous knight in another time. Sarah tries her best to ignore the ridicule that Armengard incurs from their classmates as she understands the hurt behind her friend's awkwardness. After class, Sarah approaches Ermengarde seeking to befriend her, which leaves Ermengarde both surprised and delighted. Obviously, when you are befriend with someone, you want her to be strong as well. You do not like when somebody is making fun of your friend. So Sarah was there to protect her. Sarah found it really, uncomfortable, and that Avantgarde has been ridiculed by the other classmates, and the other classmates were making fun of her. So Sarah is the one who is going to, protect her and help her to overcome her weaknesses. Their friendship blossoms as Sarah takes Avantgarde to her room, revealing her imaginative world filled with stories and the special doll, Emily. Sarah also invited Ermengarde to her, not invited, took Ermengarde to her room, where she met her doll, Emily. Sarah's ability to create stories and pretend captivates Ermengarde, who is enchanted by the ideas of magic and the secret lives of dolls. As I told you before, that Sarah imagines everything. She shares her stories with Ermengarde, and Ermengarde found it quite interesting. Their conversation deepens as they connect over their family relationships, where Sarah reveals her longing for her father, a soldier who has left. Ermengarde, feeling a newfound admiration for Sarah, proposes a bond of friendship despite her feelings of inadequacy. Sarah, recognizing the value in their connection, invites Ermengarde to be her friend and offers to help her with her French studies. So, right here, a very strong bond is going to be created between Sarah and Ermengarde. Ermengarde was very much surprised and overwhelmed with Sarah's intelligence, how she fluently speaks French, and Sarah, seeing Ermengarde in difficulty, extended her help to her, and Ermengarde was ready to take her help and also to become friends. So from now onwards, Sarah is going to be have a very good friend, or you can say the very first friend in the school, who is Ermengarde, right? So it was all from the chapter number 3, Ermengarde, in which we came to know that Ermengarde is quite a chubby girl. She is very good natured, but unfortunately she is struggling with her academics and French lessons. She finds it quite difficult to understand the lessons, but Sarah, as her new friend, is going to help her out in everything. And how their friendship will grow, we will explore in the chapters coming ahead. You need to subscribe the channel if you have not subscribed it yet, so you are going to get the updates of each and every lecture. If you have still any query regarding chapter, regarding novel, regarding writer, regarding anything, you can ask me in comment section, and wait for the next video, which is going to be about chapter number 4. Till the next video, take care. Bye bye.